Hey everybody, it's me, John Woods, and we're here today and here at Ball State University with video, blog, whatever you may want to call this. I call it a video. Video number 1 of this series, and we're going to call this series, Who Out in the Wrestling World Deserves to be Notified, Deserves to be Champion, Deserves to be a human. Okay? Well, everybody deserves to be human, I guess, but in different formats. Like, in my opinion, my strictly honest, unbiased opinion is that every single wrestler out in the world, I don't care if you're Tajiri, I don't care if you're Shelton Benjamin or Charlie Haas, or even Little Nunzio, or even Rory Mondo. Every one of you guys have something in common. You all have different amounts of talent, but you all have something special in your talent formats. That's all I'm going to say about that. Basically, I'm going to come up with different kinds of things to talk about, and different people can comment on these videos if you would wish, or lish. Wishing's better, I guess. This week we're going to talk about different champions within companies, and let's start off with the major company, WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. It has to be one of the biggest companies ever in the wrestling world. And right now, they have some of the most spectacular champions in the world. And I'm not talking about Florida Championship Wrestling. We'll get there later. I'm talking about specifically the WWE, the World Wrestling Entertainment heavyweight champion of the world is Randy Orton. You can't get any better than Randy Orton. Randy Orton is one of the best. And when he started being the champion years ago when Triple H defeated him, it was truly honor to have him become what he is today. His character, his whole persona has changed into something better. and Randy Orton, is vicious. He would have been perfect if he was in his dad's position. Actually, if he was in his dad's position, I believe his dad would have been the world heavyweight champion and made an example for his son. But let's talk about Randy Orton. Randy Orton, this coming up Sunday, will go against Mark Henry. And Mark Henry, obviously, is the favorite. He took out the Big Show, he took out Kane, he took out Sheamus, he took out Velimir Kozlov, or Velimir, whatever you might call him. The guy's Russian, let's just get that right, okay? I'm American, I speak English. Anyways, Night of Champions, he's taken on Mark Henry, and it's for a good reason. These two are going to battle out, they're going to duke it out, and they're going to try to fight it for respect. My pick is going to have to go with Randy Orton. I think Mark Henry is going to snap. I think Mark Henry is going to get disqualified, and I think that's going to give Randy Orton the advantage, and in the long case, give him the victory. The next person that we're going to talk about in the WWE is the WWE Champion himself, Alberto Del Rio. Now, obviously, Alberto Del Rio has not been in the company long, but when he was supposed to actually be the World Heavyweight Champion it was about WrestleMania time of last year. He's supposed to beat Edge, but then they gave it to Edge. Then he was supposed to beat Christian, and they gave it to Christian. Then, a whole bunch of it. And he was even supposed to beat John Cena earlier on, but then they switched up the storyline and had it be Punk instead. So he's taking on John Cena for the WWE Championship at Night of Champions. My pick has to be Alberto Del Rio. I know it sounds a little bizarre to have it be Alberto Del Rio, but I think John Cena is a little overrated, quite frankly. Don't get me wrong, I think John Cena is one of the most talented and one of the most upworthy talents. He is the face. Don't get me wrong, he is the face. Okay, and you can't get that away from him. He's the face of the WWE. He's just like The Rock. He's just like Hulk Hogan. He's just like Bruno Sammartino was years ago. And he's going to face The Rock. Maybe. What if he gets hurt? But those answers have not been revealed to if that will happen. But my pick will be Alberto. I think he'll have somebody help him. It might even be somebody else of Triple H's past. It might be somebody else like Kevin Nash, maybe the New Age Outlaws, maybe X-Pac, maybe I don't know, no, it won't be Shane McMahon, but it will be somebody, and I guarantee you there'll be a surprise. Next in line, we got Cody Rhodes defending the Intercontinental Championship against Ted DiBiase. No offense against Ted DiBiase, but his character is one of the most dumbest characters, one of the dullest characters I've ever seen in my life. His character's boring and plain and simply out of this world stupid. Taking out Cody Rhodes, who actually has personalities like Kane mixed with, I don't know, Kane mixed with The Miz or something. You know, he has that preciousness about him. Oh yeah, and you gotta add Jack Swagger because that little speech disorder he has with his tongue. So you mix the three and you get Cody Rhodes, this psychotic, beautiful guy who fell in love with himself and cannot get over what he thinks he knows. So just get this off the shoulders. I'm going with Cody Rhodes to win that match. Cody Rhodes deserves it a lot more than this guy named Ted DiBiase, who has not even worked his butt off for it. In my opinion, Ted DiBiase should have been fired instead of Chris Masters a few months ago. We head over to the next participant, which is Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler, he's going to face off in a fatal four-way. Jack Swagger is also involved in that. Who else? Who else is involved in that? Well, let's see here. Alex Riley's involved, and so is John Morrison. Well, let's go through each one of these guys. First of all, who am I going with for this match? I am going to go with probably Jack Swagger. And why I'm going to go with Jack Swagger is because I think the rivalry between John Morrison and Mr. Dolph Ziggler is not going to happen. It's not going to happen tonight. Alex Riley, he's not even ready for it. Maybe he is, but I'm going to say no. And then get to Jack Swagger, who personally deserves it a little bit, but you needed it to fuel up the rivalry between him and Dolph Ziggler and make this more personal. Who is Vicky going to choose? Is she going to choose the new United States Champion Jack Swagger, or is she going to choose Dolph Ziggler? The choice is up to her, but personally I would go with Jack Swagger. He respects her as a person and keeps it more personal. But Vicky's better heel, and I've heard rumors that Jack Swagger, if he does win, he might even become a good guy. What's going to happen? Next, we go to the Unified Tag Team Champions, who are taking on Miz and R-Truth. Miz and R-Truth, the awesome Truth. You guys are awesome. You guys are Truth. That's a bunch of crap. You guys haven't even really teamed up yet. You guys haven't actually teamed up yet. Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne are one of those dream teams. In my opinion, Evan Bourne should have been Intercontinental Champion by now. But he hasn't. Kofi Kingston's the one that's gotten a lot of exposure and really led Evan Bourne to be one half of the Unified Tag Team Champions. They're taking on one of the best tag teams in the world today. The Miz and R-Truth. And the WWE, I'm saying. I think it will be a very competitive match, but this match I'm going to go with Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne. And in the future I might go with the Awesome Truth, but right now I'm going to go with Air Boom, just because they just got the titles a few months ago. They're not going to change the titles this quick in the game. Plus, they're trying to rebuild the tag team division, and they're not going to just try to rebuild it by destroying it. So I'm going to go with Air Boom. The final match we've got in this part one is Kelly Kelly versus Beth Phoenix for the Diva Championship. And I respect both of them tremendously. They're trying to make some kind of Air of Doom and the throne of the Divas of Doom kind of thing popping up in people's minds. But the truth of the matter comes when you think of this. The Divas of Doom are, Beth Phoenix is a multi-time women's champion. She's won the Divas title. She's won the women's championship. Natalia's only won it once, the Divas title. That's it. Kelly Kelly's the same example. And Eva Torres, who's also in this little thing, which they thought about having her fight Kelly Kelly, is a one-timer as well. Actually, no, she's a two-timer, isn't she? There's a question for you fans to answer. But I think I'm going to go with Beth Phoenix on this one just because I think Beth deserves it really very deeply. She really has worked her butt off for this. Okay, so this is part one of this, and there's going to be, well, let's see here, 4 more parts. So this is part one. If you have any comments or any concerns or anything, leave them down in the box below. You know, let's, right down there, the box. Come on, box, down there. Right down here in this circle area. And I'll leave comments, and yeah, that's it for this part one video, and that's it. Night.